The video begins with soft, mysterious music. A dimly lit workshop flickers to life as the narrator's calm, intrigued voice begins to speak. Imagine a world where energy doesn't come from burning fuel, paying endless bills, or depending on power companies. A world where electricity simply exists. No cords. No gas. No pollution. Just infinite power generated freely, silently, and endlessly. That's the promise that's been echoing across the internet, all tied to one man's name, Maxwell Chikumbutso. When I first heard about Maxwell's free energy invention, I didn't believe it. A device that powers itself endlessly, without any external source? It sounded like science fiction. Or worse, a hoax. But the more I read about this Zimbabwean inventor, the more I realized there might actually be something here that the world isn't ready to talk about. So, I decided to find out for myself. I managed to get my hands on one of Maxwell's prototype energy units, a compact metallic box, humming softly with a faint blue light at its core. No wires. No visible moving parts. Just an odd vibration, almost alive. At first, I thought it was just another overhyped gadget. But then I plugged in a small light bulb. The moment the bulb flickered on, I froze. There was no external power source connected. No battery pack hidden inside. Just this small box, illuminating the entire room. It didn't make sense. So, I began testing it further. I connected more devices: a fan, a small heater, even a laptop. Every time, the device supplied steady power. No fluctuation, no interruption. It was as if the air itself was providing energy. Hours passed. Then days. Still, the power didn't drop. The unit stayed cool. No overheating, no degradation, no sound. And that's when I realized this wasn't just about free power. It was about freedom itself. See, Maxwell Chikumbutso has long claimed that his inventions are capable of tapping into an unseen field, a universal energy source that exists all around us. Some call it electromagnetic resonance. Others call it zero-point energy. Whatever it is, this device seemed to harness it effortlessly. But here's where things started to get strange. A few days after posting my initial test results online, I started receiving messages. Anonymous accounts, strange emails, and even private calls warning me to stop. "You don't understand what you're dealing with," one message said. "Leave it alone before it's too late." I ignored them at first. But soon, the power in my workshop began fluctuating, even when I wasn't using the device. My Wi-Fi signal dropped repeatedly. My security cameras went offline. And one night, when I returned home, I noticed the device was missing. Someone had taken it. That moment changed everything. I tried to contact the person who originally provided it to me. No response. Their number was disconnected. Their email deleted. It was as if they'd vanished from existence. But that disappearance made me dig even deeper into Maxwell's story. Maxwell Chikumbutso isn't just an inventor. He's a man who's faced years of silence from the world's most powerful institutions. His creations, from self-charging electric cars to wireless power transmitters, challenge everything we know about modern energy. Why is it that every time someone invents something that threatens trillion-dollar industries, it suddenly disappears? What I experienced with that device wasn't just technological curiosity, it was a glimpse into what could be humanity's greatest leap forward. And maybe that's why it's being hidden. Weeks later, I received a package with no return address. Inside was a smaller unit, similar design, lighter weight. No note. Just a small engraved word on the back: "Keep going." Was it from Maxwell himself? Or someone connected to his team? I'll never know. But I powered it on. The same faint blue light came alive. The same hum filled the room. And once again, energy flowed, clean, infinite, and free. That's when it hit me. The real revolution isn't just in the invention itself. It's in the courage to believe in something bigger, to imagine a future where humanity isn't chained by bills, scarcity, and control. Where power doesn't come from oil or coal but from the universe itself. Maxwell Chikumbutso's work may still be surrounded by mystery. But one thing's for sure: the future of energy will never be the same. Whether the world accepts it or not, the idea is out there now. And ideas can't be silenced. Maybe someday soon, homes will power themselves. Cars will run forever. Cities will glow endlessly without pollution. And when that day comes, we'll look back and remember the inventor who dared to dream beyond the impossible. And as I stare at that glowing blue core still humming quietly in front of me, I can't help but feel that the revolution has already begun. The soft hum of the device fills the air like a heartbeat of the future. I sit there in silence, watching the faint blue light pulse, calm, steady, endless. The longer I watch it, the more I feel something deeper, as if the room itself is alive. It's strange. You don't just see this device work, you feel it. There's a subtle pressure in the air, like invisible waves rippling through space. The same way you can sense static before a thunderstorm, only this isn't electricity from the sky. It's something more primal. Something that feels cosmic. As I document the readings, every instrument I use gives inconsistent data. Multimeters fail. EM detectors overload. Even my phone's compass starts spinning uncontrollably when placed near the device. It's like it's bending the invisible fabric of the electromagnetic field around it. At first, I thought it was a malfunction. But after resetting everything, the effect remained. That's when I started wondering, what if this device doesn't just generate energy, but manipulates it? I begin to remember Maxwell's early interviews, the ones that were later deleted from most online archives. He spoke about resonance, about aligning energy frequencies with what he called God's field. Many dismissed it as pseudoscience, but standing here now, feeling the hum vibrate through the air, it suddenly doesn't seem so far-fetched. There's a moment when I realize maybe humanity's greatest limitation isn't technology. Maybe it's disbelief. Every major innovation we now take for granted, flight, wireless communication, even electricity itself, was once ridiculed as impossible. And here I am, staring at something that could erase the very concept of an energy bill, of dependency, of scarcity. The blue glow flickers slightly, then stabilizes. I touch the metallic surface. It's cool to the touch, almost unnaturally cool, like it's pulling heat away from my hand. No noise, no vibration, just that infinite, invisible current. I start running more experiments. Connecting heavier loads, running more demanding electronics, even small motors. Every test returns the same result: consistent power, zero drop, zero input. But something new starts happening. Every time I power the device, local electronics behave strangely. Street lights flicker. My neighbor's car alarm triggers for no reason. It's as though this device resonates beyond my walls. Could it be that it's creating a field around itself? Late one night, around 2 a.m., I decide to take the experiment outside. I bring the device into the open field behind my workshop. The stars are bright, the air still. As I turn it on, the faint blue hue spreads softly across the grass. And for a brief moment the air feels charged. The stars above shimmer differently, almost brighter. The air still. As I turn it on, the faint blue hue spreads softly across the grass. And for a brief moment the air feels charged. The stars above shimmer differently, almost brighter. I can't explain it, but it's like the entire world pauses for a second. Then, I hear a distant crackling sound, like static dancing in the air. Something about it feels familiar. Not dangerous, just immensely powerful. The grass beneath my feet vibrates faintly. And suddenly, I realize this device is more than a generator. It's a bridge. A bridge between what we know and what we've forgotten. Between science and something far greater. I let it run for nearly an hour. It never weakens. It never falters. It's as if the universe itself is feeding it, limitless, effortless. But then something unexpected happens. My recording camera, which I set up 20 feet away, shuts off abruptly. Its battery, which was at 85%, drains to zero in seconds. My smartwatch resets. The field around me feels dense, almost magnetic. It's like standing inside a living current. Then, as quickly as it began, everything returns to normal. The device still hums, still glows, still performs untouched by the chaos it just caused. I sit there, staring at it, realizing that I may be witnessing something that rewrites everything we've been taught about energy, physics, even reality itself. And yet no major news outlet covers it. No official organization investigates. It's as if the world collectively decides not to see it. That's when it truly hits me. Maybe the suppression isn't about disbelief. Maybe it's about control. Because if energy can be free, then real power shifts away from corporations, governments, and monopolies, and into the hands of ordinary people. And that's something the world's most powerful players can't allow. Over the next few days, I keep testing quietly. I stop posting updates. I encrypt my data. I back up every recording to multiple hard drives. Then, one morning as I'm preparing for another test, the device stops. No hum. No light. It's dead. I open it carefully, no sign of damage. No burnt circuits. Nothing. It's as if something invisible simply switched it off. I try reassembling it, reactivating it, but it remains silent. That's when I notice the smallest of changes. The engraved words on the back keep going, now faintly glow under ultraviolet light. They weren't glowing before. Is it a hidden message? A trigger? A reminder? Maybe Maxwell anticipated this. Maybe every device he built carries something symbolic, not just a machine, but a message. A message that says humanity must continue searching for truth, even when truth is buried, silenced, or stolen. So, I do what I must. I keep going. I rebuild it piece by piece. I study the frequencies, the materials, the subtle hum that once filled the room. Every experiment brings me closer. Every spark reminds me that the secret isn't gone, it's just waiting to be rediscovered. Because ideas don't die. They evolve. They move through time, through people, through generations. And as the screen fades to black, my voice whispers one final thought. The age of free energy isn't coming. It's already here, hidden, protected, waiting for those brave enough to believe. As I sit here now, months after that first test, I realize this journey was never just about a machine, it was about a revelation. Maxwell Chikumbutso didn't just create a device, he sparked a movement, a quiet awakening. His invention represents something deeper than science, deeper than technology. It represents freedom. The freedom to live beyond limits, to break away from the systems that have kept humanity paying for what nature already provides in abundance. The world may not be ready for it yet. Corporations may deny it. Governments may suppress it. But the truth has a strange way of surviving. It hides in whispers, it travels in ideas, and it lives on in those who refuse to give up. When I power on my rebuilt version of the device, the same blue light glows softly again. That familiar hum returns. And in that moment, I feel something undeniable: hope. Maybe one day soon, homes around the world will no longer depend on fossil fuels. Maybe villages without electricity will light up for the first time, not because of profit but because of progress. Maybe energy will finally belong to everyone. And when that day comes, history will remember the man who started it all, not as a dreamer, not as a rebel, but as a visionary who dared to show the world that impossible was just another word for unexplored. So, to everyone watching this, remember this moment. Because the change has already begun. The spark is alive. And somewhere out there, the next generation of inventors is already building upon it. Free energy isn't fantasy. It's our future. And no matter how many times they try to bury it, the light will always find a way.